Hey everyone, Hannah here for Finance and Fun Stuff, and today I want to go over our December finance update. This is going to be a 2-for-1, as I did not put out a finance update for last month, so I'm going to combine the last 2 months into this super finance update, and I hope you all enjoy that. So without further ado, let's get right into the net worth portion of this video. Our net worth is currently sitting at $23,443 and some change. And this is an insane number that we have hit. I'm so happy that we are up so high on our net worth. This is an increase of over $3,000 from just 2 months ago. And it's really incredible to see the progress our net worth has made over the last couple of years. We had that really big boost there with getting the car paid off, so that was a really huge help to our net worth. But in general, if you look at our net worth over time, even discrediting that car balance entirely, you can see that we have increased significantly. And so I'm really, really happy with the trajectory that we are going. We are making a lot of the right decisions and putting our money to use. Now, it's really great that our net worth has grown by so much, especially in the last couple of months, because we do have quite a bit of spending here in the last couple of months. So let's dig right into those spending totals. First up here is needs but can vary. This is a very large chunk. Typically, it's not nearly this large for a 2-month time frame. And a lot of this is a couple of traffic tickets that I incurred, one of which was a camera-based ticket that was really kind of a bull one, but unfortunately there is not a lot of fighting that you can do on those type of tickets, and so I just went ahead and paid it. The other one was a mistake that was entirely on my end. I was rushing around too much, and I accidentally made a mistake, and so unfortunately I did have to pay the price for that. So this was a little over $500 for both of those combined, and so we definitely felt that hurt over the last month or two where we were paying that. But it is unfortunately what happens in the world is you make a mistake and you have to be able to pay retributions for it, and so that's exactly what we did. Now next on here you're going to see that wellness is a huge chunk. So this is part of the yearly contacts that I get every single year. So the entire charge is on here. It's $500 some odd that pays for my contacts for the entire year, which should be coming in very soon. So that will be very great to be able to switch back to those full time. There are also some other bills in here related to especially my gastroenterologist. I started seeing one a couple of months ago and I had to go get a colonoscopy. And so all of the charges from that have started to come through. Not quite all of them, but a lot of them. So that is a good majority of the wellness budget on here. And then a lot of the usual stuff, meds, chiropractor, all of that sort of stuff that does add up, especially in the last couple of months. Next, you can see that my wants is sitting up pretty high here, that's for sure. Unfortunately, this was a lot of spending that happened on my end. So $200 of this is my Bourbon County purchases that I make every single year. This is a very special beer to me, and it's some of the only alcohol I buy all year long, except for maybe an occasional party alcohol to go to a show or to go to a festival. This is the only alcohol that I get really excited for, and because it's a limited edition thing, it gets that mindset into your mind of, oh my gosh, I gotta get it. It's limited. I'm never going to have this opportunity again. So you do end up buying a bit of it. This year I actually did spend less than I spent last year on the Bourbon Counties, so that feels really good. And I was very intentional this year with only getting one of every single kind, except for the new one that I was really excited about. I got 2. So unfortunately, I was just a little too far back in line to be able to get the really, really nice stuff that I wanted to get. But that's okay because that stuff was extremely expensive, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't have the ability to spend that money. But what I was surprised with was that they were releasing a bunch of old variants from previous years, and they had a bunch that I really, really loved, so I decided to scoop up one of all of the ones that I've had before that I really liked. There were a couple of that weren't some of my favorites, so I left those on the table, but I did scoop up one of all of those because I really wanted to have those beers again, and I'm excited to see how they were aged. This is something that I do every year, and I don't necessarily feel bad about it, but what I do feel bad about is not being able to save for that throughout the entire year. This is something I really made a goal for last year after getting them, and unfortunately it just did not work out. The rest of my wants is kind of the normal stuff, merch and all that stuff, but I do think that this is an okay number because last month I did really, really well sans the Bourbon County purchase, so I think I'm heading in the right direction with this, and especially with the holidays coming up, we are keeping our priorities straight and are ensuring that we are spending money on only the things we want to so we can do as much as we can for the holidays. Auto is the next category on here. We got our tires changed over for the winter season. We live in Western New York in Buffalo, so it is definitely necessary for us to have snow tires. In fact, on one of our cars, we have studded snow tires, and we love having the ability to have at least one car with those. So we do need to get those changed out every fall and spring to ensure that we have the correct tires on. And so that is a little bit costly. It costs us about $240, I think, when it was all said and done to get the tires changed over. But well worth it for the peace of mind to be able to drive in the snowy conditions of Western New York all throughout the winter. And you'll see Sage's wants is on here for an amount that's higher than around $50. And that's because she had her Fiber Festival ride back in October. And that is her big spend of the entire year. And she did so great with this. She was really modeling exactly what I should be doing when I spend money at my events. And that was, she saved up money for it all year long. And then that money that she had saved up, she went and spent some of it. And then towards the end of the event, we realized we actually had quite a bit of excess in there. And so we decided to spend that on some of the things that we had decided, maybe if there's money. And she was able to get a lot of the things that she wanted, and some of the things she didn't even think she was going to be able to get because she had planned so well for it for the entire year. And it ended up coming out to a pretty small amount of money relative to how much it can be, considering that festival is all about buying things that you find there. So I think we did really, really well, and I commend her for how she is able to save money for events and be able to get them done. Next, we are going to move on to the goals. Since it has been a couple of months, I'm going to skip talking about any previous goals that we had a couple of months ago because they're really irrelevant at this point, and instead focus on the future. So we have just one goal for the month of December, and that is to stay within our budget for our holiday shopping. Holiday shopping is always a big line item for us every single year, and although we did do well this year with saving up a little bit, we did not get the full amount saved up that we wanted, but we were able to marathon sprint over the last couple of months and dump the rest of the money into that category to where we have a decent number in there we feel pretty good about. But always what happens is we fill that number in the category up to a certain amount, and then we end up spending over it because there are so many people that we want to be able to do things for, and there are so many people that we want to do great things for, and unfortunately that does take a lot of money. So this year our goal is to stay within our budget 100%, not go over by a few $100s, not have to fix it from somewhere else. Realize that this is the amount of money that we have, and this is our priority to put this money towards holiday shopping, and all of our other priorities cannot take a hit in order for us to be able to do more holiday shopping, sans probably possibly our own personal spending categories. And if it comes to that, I don't feel bad about adding money from there, but adding money to our shopping category for Christmas away from any other categories that are not personal spending categories does feel like a net loss because we have worked so hard to get these category balances up to where they are, and we don't want to see them devastated. So that is our goal for the month of December, to stay well within our means for Christmas and spend only the money that we have allotted for the holidays. And as unfortunate as that is going to be for us, because we can't do quite as many things as we want to, there will be still plenty of things that we can get done, and I think we will be able to have a great holiday season for all of our friends and family, even with a smaller amount of money. At the end of the day, it's about the thought that goes into the gift, not the monetary value behind it anyway. So that's all I have to say for this month's finance update. It was great getting to talk to you all about how our finances have been in the last couple of months, and I apologize for not getting a video out last month. It was just such a hectic month, and I have been working so much over the past couple of months. As you can see in our net worth totals, I have definitely been grinding it out, and it's been great to see our net worth increase. But I'm so happy for work to slow down just a little bit now as we're going into the holiday season, so that I can have a little bit more time to spend with Sage and plan out what we're going to do for the holidays. Thank you all so much for watching and staying updated on our financial journey. If you want to see updates about our financial journey in the future, you're going to want to make sure you are subscribed. And if you really enjoyed this video, please leave a like, as it helps this video spread out around YouTube. I always love to hear in the comments below about how your financial journey is going and how you are gearing up for the holidays, so I would love to see that down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for sticking by throughout this channel's life, and I am so happy and incredibly grateful for all that we have been able to achieve financially. And just remember that even if your numbers are not what our numbers are at now, you can do a lot in your own personal finance to be able to make strides. And if you work diligently every single month, you too can see great improvements on not just your net worth, but whatever you value most in your personal finance life. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care.